It's still the breakfast in Plus TV Africa. We head straight to our second conversation quickly. Insecurity and the need to bear arms. A former Defense Minister, General T.Y. Danjuma, have again implored citizens to bear arms in self-defense, asking them to find out how bandits and terrorists are attacking them and also acquire their own arms. Now, in 2018, General T.Y. Danjuma made a similar call asking Nigerians to take arms and defend themselves since their safety is not guaranteed by Buhari's administration. Speaking at a recent event, he said, and I quote, "When I said the military was colluding with armed bandits in 2017, the Minister of Defense made a kangaroo commission of inquiry that mischievously submitted that there was no evidence about my claim. They asked me to come and defend it. I thank God today all the evidence are very clear to all Nigerians. All Nigerian communities are now being sacked by the same bandits and alleged that all these bandits are also connected, with some military personnel." Meanwhile, there are several governors and persons who have asked for citizens to bear arms. We're talking about self-defense as a way to tackle insecurity. Governor Bello Matawalle of Zamfara State has joined some of his colleagues who have been encouraging their subject to leverage Section 33 of the 1999 Constitution to defend themselves against violent non-state actors. Governor Aminu Masari is also amongst them. Governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, amongst others. We have Dickson Osajie, who's a global security analyst. Dickson, it's good to have you join us this morning. I'd like to share your thoughts. As a way of tackling insecurity in the country, do you think that there's need for us to bear arms? Is that the way out?
Well, a lot of people have come up with the decision to bear arms. Like what T.Y. Danjuma said, he's only saying that on the point of honesty, because he believes that the security agents and the government are disappointed in the area of protection of human lives. And nobody will want to wait for the government.
All right, then, the crux of the conversation for us this morning is the need to bear arms as a way to tackle the insecurity. And I know that T.Y. Danjuma, as much as this might be his second time of making this thought or asking that citizens actually bear arms, is not the only one on this table. Like we have mentioned, there are a lot of persons who are of the opinion that Nigerians and those who live in these areas where there are a lot of crime and insecurity, especially attacks from terrorists and bandits, should bear arms. But the question that's been posed or put out is, if this is the way out, I mean, bearing arms, would it be a solution? Not also forgetting the fact that the police has also come out to say there's a ban on, carrying arms. That has also, that continues to stay. And it's something that's quite worrisome. Do we think that we're ready as a society to have everyone bearing arms? What becomes of us as a people? I would take a typical example with Nigerians just driving. Look at how we drive, especially in Lagos. Look at how impatient we can be with one another on the road, and just imagine that everyone has to bear arms. It might just become a chaotic situation. If we look at developed climes, there's a call for gun control, and now for developing countries as Nigeria, we also have on the other part asking a call for arms to be banned. Kofi, what are your thoughts on this, really?
Well, these calls are growing and increasing, like you rightly said, Mercy, with some state governors also calling, their citizens to arm themselves. You talked about Matawalle of Zamfara State. Those the same Matawalle who single-handedly shut down 4 media houses in his state for covering the opposition campaigns in his state. So, it's he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. But that's by the way. It shows as a rising tide of insecurity in the country, and that the government has failed in its responsibility to protect life and property. And I mean, people can't keep dying in silence. And you know what they say, nature abhors vacuum. And if government does not step in to nip insecurity in the bud, people will move on their own to defend themselves. It'll happen naturally. We've seen that despite the absence of state policing in Nigeria's constitution, different states in the country and so-called geopolitical zones have created their own security apparatus. In the southwest, you have Omoteku. In the southeast, you have Ibuwagu. You know, in some other states, you have different. For instance, in Benue State, they have theirs. It's because nature abhors vacuum, and you have as a security vacuum created, you know, by the government not doing its job to protect people, and people can't remain and die in silence. So it will happen. It will happen. If nothing is done to ensure Nigerians, you know, feel safe and secure, we would see a gradual, and mercy, it's already happening. People are buying tasers. People are buying, you know, all sorts of weapons.
Do you have one?
I don't have one. Yes, and I mean it's not your business if I do. Stop asking me that question on air, please.
All right.
I don't have one. You know, but you increasingly hear here and there people talking about these things.
You know, we're talking about licensed guns now, but let's not forget, if you talk, these are guns, but you can also take out, if you're saying that people should bear arms, and if you look at the definition of all of that, you also know that there are other weapons, as much as they're not created for that particular purpose, but can also achieve the same purpose. We're talking about the machetes. You have all the weapons that
but I think to own, you know, things like maybe stun guns and tasers, you need some. I think I'm
kind of
not
license.
sure you need some kind of like. But people are let's not be let's not, you know, let's state unequivocally here. That the country is heavily weaponized. The country is heavily weaponized. And know some time ago, I think this year, we talked about weapons, small arms proliferation in Nigeria. We shouldn't be talking about small arms. Heavy weapon proliferation is also there. You know how many weapons are scattered around, you know, Lagos State? You know how many weapons are scattered around Rivers State? You know how many weapons are scattered around Abuja? People have these things around. There are weapons everywhere. And people feel that they need to keep these things around for if there's any fight, any day, they know they have something to hold on to. Their weapons. So I think what it is that we do not know the extent of how serious the situation is. Like I said, if people don't feel safe, even without a license, without official sanction, they will go ahead and get something to protect themselves. I listened to a gentleman, an NGO, and a CSO, you know, participant, and we have to go, who said he went for a conference somewhere in Abuja, and there was a weapons contractor who called him to a room on the guise of discussing, you know, civil society activities, and now opened and said, "See, I sell guns, so would you like to buy some?"
But Kofi, just
so
before
there's an available supply.
We understand. It might also be elitist.
You know the law of supply. You know the law of supply and demand.
But Kofi, if you look at it in a strata conversation, it might be within an elitist kind of gathering. How many persons would have access? If you talk about the fact that yes, there are weapons, and some of these weapons have fallen in the hands of some people say criminally minded persons who have used this to mastermind a lot of evil. But my concern in all of this is that I look at the number of persons who are asking that people should bear arms. Mostly you have governors, Matawale, you also have Tamwell or Tom, what have you, stakeholders, a lot of them. My question is, should these governors be asking for people to bear arms, or should these governors be concerned with the issue of resource control, because it would go hand in hand.
So sort of restructuring.
Yes, restructuring. Yeah. So rather than ask
that's
you know, people bear
arms,
we rather ask, you know, for a restructured kind of.
If they can't get it, what do they do?
Policing.
Mercy, you need to know the number of young people.
It's an interesting.
You need to know the number of young people in this country who have guns. All right, we'll leave it at that. We have to go. But please do ensure to follow us on our social media platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Plus TV Africa, on YouTube as well at Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle.
I am Mercy Boko. Thanks for joining us.
And my name is Kofi Bartels. We'll return tomorrow. Good morning.